Good morning. Good to see all of you here on this second Sunday of Lent. If you would, fill out those attendance cards that are in the pews in front of you and drop them in the basket before you leave today. Welcome to those of you joining us online. If you would just leave us a comment with your name so we can know who is joining us online, that would also be great. Several things I want to draw to your attention this morning, and of course, you always need to be going to our newsletter that we email out every Thursday. It's also on our website if you don't do email, so you can know what's going on in the life of your church. But a few things I want to draw to your attention. Today, we're having a blood drive in our fellowship hall from noon to 4, so you can go grab some breakfast or brunch or lunch and then come back this afternoon and donate blood if you're able to do that. That would be a great gift to the community. The first couple of weeks of March, our focus is going to be on the work of UMCOR, which is the United Methodist Committee on Relief that you might be familiar with. It's kind of the mission arm of the United Methodist Church. So anytime there's a major disaster and they need people to go in and help with recovery, or they need to send in cleaning kits or those kind of things, that's what UMCOR does, and they do a fantastic job. We have the only UMCOR warehouse in the country here in Baldwin, Louisiana. If you've never been there, it's a great place to go and learn about the work that they do. So our focus here at St. Matthew's for the next couple of Sundays is going to be on the work of UMCOR, and I'm encouraging you to get involved. There's a couple of ways that you can do that. Number one, we're going to be putting together flood or cleaning buckets. Many of you might have done that before. And there's going to be a list in the narthex as well as an example of what a bucket looks like before you leave today. So we're inviting you over the next couple of weeks to collect those items and bring them back to church so we can put together some flood buckets and get them to the warehouse, so that we're not waiting for hurricane season to come. We're going to be prepared and help stock the shelves for when it comes, which is kind of being proactive. Now, I want to give you a heads up, because every time I've done this in different churches, it goes a little haywire. So I'm going to say this, and I want you to listen carefully. If you're going to collect those items and it gives you a specific size, that is really important. That's not on there just for fun. So if it tells you it needs to be a 12-ounce bottle of something, they really mean it needs to be a 12-ounce bottle. Because what happens is, when we take these buckets to Sager Brown and we drop them off, they have a whole separate team of people that's going to take everything out, and then they're going to sort it and make sure that you have the right sizes and right quantities of all these different things. And if not, then they have to go replace them. So I'm inviting you and encouraging you, when it gives you a particular size, please stay within those limits so that that's not more work on their end. So first of all, collecting supplies for flood buckets. The second thing, which I don't believe you've done before, but I'm willing to be wrong, is UMCOR asks for emergency response training teams, ERT teams, which is certified people. You go through a 6-hour training so that when a disaster happens, we have a team of people that can go to wherever that is and be a part of that response. Now, we're not first responders. We're not going in and doing major construction. Sometimes it might be helping the homeowner get out their personal items out of their home. It might be, maybe tarping a roof or something if you're capable of doing that. It might also be just sitting with the homeowner and helping them get through those hours and days in that immediate response to a disaster. So on March 13th, that's the Saturday, from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., we're going to be offering a training here at the church for those of you that might be interested in being on a team, so that when a disaster comes, they call me, we deploy, those that are able to, we deploy and we go send the team to wherever that is. So if that's of interest to you, see me after the service or call me during the week and let's talk about what your part in that might be. I would love for us to have a team here at St. Matthew's. You don't have to be church members. So if you know people out in the community, friends, neighbors, whatever, that you think might be interested, we'd love for them to be a part of that. You don't even have to come to church here. We would just love to have a team that we can deploy when that need arises. So UMCOR will be our focus for the next couple of weeks. On Friday, there's another fish fry from 4:30 to 7, so please come by and get some great food. We had a great response to the last one, and we're hoping for another response to this one. If you are able to help serve, there's a sign-up sheet on the table at the back if you can come and give an hour or 2 or 3. to helping make sure that happens, that would be great. Next Saturday morning, there is a mission team meeting at 9:30 that I invite you to come and be a part of. Anybody can come to mission team meetings and talk about the mission work that we do here at St. Matthew's. And then don't forget our prayer service every Wednesday during Lent at 7 o'clock. We had a great response this past week. We had a wonderful, meaningful time of prayer. So let me invite you to come back on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock just for a time for us to get together and pray for and with one another. That felt like a lot of announcements, so hopefully you heard at least some of what I shared with you. Again, it's all in the newsletter, so be sure and read that information. As we begin our time of worship together this morning, let me invite you to take a deep breath and prepare your hearts and prepare your minds as we worship the living God together, beginning with our opening chimes and our opening voluntary.
Good morning, St. Matthew's.
Good morning.
It is good to be in the house of the Lord. Would you stand, if you're able, and join me in our responsive call to worship? The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger, and abounding in his steadfast love.
He does not deal with us according to our sins, nor requite us according to our iniquities.
What shall we render to the Lord for all his bounty to us?
We will lift up the cup of salvation and call on the name of the Lord.
Help us by self-denial, prayer, meditation, to prepare our hearts for deeper penitence and a better life.
Give us the true longing to be free from sin.